everybody! So today we are doing the next in my Disney Canon series, and we are at number 50. Can you believe it? Holy cow, we only have 6 more to review in this series. I feel so exhausted. We're almost done. Yay! But now we are at one of my all-time favorites, and this is Tangled. And we're looking at their 50th film, and I think it's a great one to bring in for their 50th. And I love this film partly because this was the movie that kind of brought me back into the Disney fold, I guess you could say. I'd been a lover of Pixar for pretty much all the 2000s, as most people were, and I didn't really like Disney films for that time. Pretty much there was hardly even one that I even saw in theaters, because at the time I didn't really like Atlantis. That's one that had to grow on me. I didn't really like Lilo and Stitch. That's one that had to grow on me. And I definitely didn't like Chicken Little. I definitely didn't like Meet the Robinsons back then. All those, some of them didn't grow on me, but most of those ones had to grow on me for me to appreciate them. And Princess and the Frog I was really disappointed in. And so I was just not really into Disney at all. So it came up to 2010. And I was kind of encouraged to go to see this movie by my sisters. And I took my younger siblings. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. And I thought it was a complete delight. And I was just swept away. And particularly the scene with the lanterns, with the 3D, was just like, it was so beautiful. And it really got me excited again about Disney and animation. It kind of reminded me, and it was, I think, later on that point I was already sort of blogging, and it was later on kind of that year that I watched all of Walt's original films all in a row. And that was a really amazing experience for me, and I realized how creative and bold he really was. And I don't know, it just kind of got me back. And then when I hurt my leg, then I started my Disney blog, and I did my first Canon watch, and everything's kind of happened from there. But anyway, the thing about Tangled that is really, really special is that I think it's actually Disney's first romantic comedy. And most of their movies are about a protagonist. Certainly for the princess movies, you've got a female protagonist, with the exception of Aladdin, and you have the female protagonist having a love interest and then kind of going from there, and that's fine. And I love Little Mermaid and I love Beauty and the Beast, but the male characters in those kinds of movies are the secondary characters, and you have your lead character. Well, here in Tangled, we really do have a couple that is the focus of the story, and that is something very unique that we've never seen from Disney in any other film. And you get Flynn Rider, he's the narrator of this movie, and they did this as a slick marketing decision to try to make the movie appeal to boys. And I think it not only does that, but it also makes the movie more appealing to everybody, because you're getting both of these characters that we like very much, at least I do. And he's narrating, and you get to find out that he is this crook, he's stealing the crown, and you also get him to tell the backstory about the flower and Mother Gothel and the baby and everything like that. And then we get our first introduction into Rapunzel. And of course, this is a story that we all know. We all know of this fairy tale. And so what are they going to do to make it sort of fun and light and memorable in some way? So they decide, I think, to be very, very positive and to not do sort of a darker take. I'm so tired of that, the darker take on a fairy tale. I like the fact that this embraces sort of energy and positivity, and so you have Rapunzel, who is finding ways to make her life happy that she can in this tower. This little pet named Pascal, and the side pets are wonderful in this film. And of course you have Maximus, who you meet later on, who is the sort of the sheriff horse, who's hilarious. And you have sort of these dual plot lines that are going, where Rapunzel wants to go see these lights that she sees in the sky on her birthday, and Mother Gothel is not going to let her. And you have Flynn Rider, who's fleeing these guards who are looking for him. Well, it turns out that Rapunzel asks Mother Gothel if she can go see the lanterns, and she refuses, and she sings Mother's Knows Best, which I think is one of the best Disney villain songs we've had ever. I love it. Donna Murphy is brilliant in the vocal performance. It is so good.
Mother knows best. One way or another, something will go wrong, I swear. Ruffians, thugs, poison ivy, quicksand, cannibals and snakes, the plague.
No,
yes,
but...
also large bugs, men with pointy teeth, and stop no more, you'll just upset me. Mother's right here. Mother will protect you.
In the way that they managed to make motherhood manipulative and controlling, and I mean, that's just so duplicitous, you know, like something as sort of sacred as motherhood is something that is completely used and manipulated and used to control Rapunzel. And so that's just great. And then Flynn and Rapunzel meet because he's trying to hide in her tower. Rapunzel makes a deal with Flynn that she will give him back his crown if he takes her to see the lanterns. Well, she doesn't know it's the lanterns, but that's what they are. And so they go, and I love the scene right out of the tower where Rapunzel is trying to decide whether she's a good person or a bad person.
Mother would be so furious. But that's okay. I mean, what she doesn't know won't kill her, right? Oh my gosh. This would kill her. This is so fun! I am a horrible daughter. I'm going back. I am never going back! I am a despicable human being.
And this I totally relate to. This kind of just, did I make the right decision? Did I not make the right decision? And my sister is so much like this. Like, it takes her an hour to buy a shirt. Like, she just can't make these decisions. And she has blonde hair, and it really kind of reminded me of Rapunzel sometimes when I watch. It reminds me of my sister when I watch Rapunzel in this movie. Anyway, and so I love that scene. And then they go to this bar, and the Mother Gothel has warned her against ruffians and thugs. And they go to this bar, and you get a lot of great vocal performances in here. Brad Garrett is in there, and a bunch of other really fun thugs. And we get I Have a Dream, which I really enjoy. This.
With every passing hour, I'm so glad I left my tower. Like all you lovely folks, I've got a dream.
She's got a dream, he's got a dream. He's got a dream, so our differences agree. We've had extreme. We're all call us brutal, sadistic, and grotesquely optimistic. 'Cause way down deep inside, we've got a dream.
It's Alan Menken music, and I think it's maybe not his best, but I think it works for the movie, and I enjoy it very much. And so they sing, and it turns out these ruffians and thugs aren't such bad guys after all, and they help them escape. And then the rest of the movie is kind of the two of them kind of on the run and being pursued by these different people, being pursued by Mother Gothel. And it turns out that there's more to Flynn Rider than we first thought. He's actually an orphan boy named Eugene. And the bond that grows between Eugene and Rapunzel is really sweet and lovely and sincere. And you get to really feel for both of these characters. And like I said, that's not something we typically do. We typically don't feel for more than one character in a Disney film. Maybe Aladdin would be one, because we feel for the genie and for Aladdin. And also you see the beautiful scene where they finally get to the lanterns and they realize that they're sort of in love with each other. And it's the lanterns is just still blows my mind. The animation just, it takes my breath away. love the fact that in this movie they took time to have just a dance sequence in the town with Rapunzel just dancing. I think have, like I said, Maximus, who's hilarious, who's hunting them down, and you have betrayals and the ending when Flynn decides to cut Rapunzel's hair is, yeah, some people say, oh well, he should have waited and had her heal him, but she was going to make the wrong decision. She was going to make the decision to go with Mother Gothel, and so that was his decision, was to stop her from doing that. And so I think it makes sense what he did. I bought it. I like it. And it's overall just, I think, a very satisfying, beautiful, lovely little movie. I like the writing. I like the characters. I like the animation. I like the chemistry between the characters. I just really like it. I think it's funny. I think it's sweet. And so, yeah, to me, this is an A+. It's one of my favorite Disney films. And I just... yeah, I love Tangled. And so, yeah, what do you think about Tangled? Where are you at on it? Put in the comments section and let me know. And thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you later.